the Arch Gaming Network is proud to bring you this board game review. Now here's your host, Sean Smith.
Hello, and thank you for stopping by. Today we're taking a look at the game Santorini, which was designed by Dr. Gordon Hamilton and published by Roxley Games. Santorini has had a lot of hype surrounding it, primarily because of its simplicity yet uniqueness in its gameplay. It is a 2 to 4 player abstract strategy game where you're going to be moving your workers around a grid in Santorini and then building levels 1 to 3 stories high. You will be trying to be the first player to get your worker to the 3rd level. Now I mentioned that the game is a 2 to 4 player game, but it really plays best with 2 players. And the designer even mentions as much in the rule book. So when we're taking a look at this, we're going to be taking a look at it as a 2-player game. Well, let's take a look at the setup and the gameplay, and then I'll let you know my thoughts on the hype of this game and is it deserved. Okay, to set up for Santorini, and we're looking at just the base game at this point. You're going to take this block out. You're going to line up the little notches there. Then you're going to take this board, once again lining up the notches. Then you're going to place the building pieces. You have the base. Then you have the 2nd level, 3rd level, and the dome that can go on top. Yeah, so these pieces, when they're eventually built, could end up looking like that. Determine who's going to be the starting player and take 2 workers of the same color and then place them anywhere on this grid. Then the next player will place his workers anywhere on the grid. And that's the setup. Okay, to teach the base game literally takes less than 2 minutes. Don't believe me? Well, let's go. The first player is going to take their 2 workers and can place them anywhere on the board as long as there's not another worker there. And you can't have more than 1 worker to a space. Then the next player is going to place their workers on any space as well. On your turn, you can move either one of your workers 1 adjacent space. You can move to any of the 8 spaces that you are surrounded by. You cannot, of course, move into a space that already contains a worker. Also, you'll note we have some solid walls and some broken walls. Those do not restrict movement at all. Also, as part of your move, your worker can move up 1 level or down any number of levels, or can traverse 2 buildings of the same level. Okay, so let's say you move this worker here. Now, after you've moved, you must build 1 block adjacent to the space you just moved into. So you could place 1 building here, or a 2nd level here, a 3rd level here, or put a dome on this building here. You can build up as many levels as you want. Now remember, to win the game, it's the first player that can get to the 3rd level. So anytime you put a dome on a building, this building is no longer able to be used as a win condition. Again, like I said, first player who can get to the 3rd level wins the game. Did we do it? Okay, so that is how the base game works. But also included in the game are these cards that give you special powers. Now there's two different types of these, and you have your basic ones, and they're denoted by this little flower symbol. And then you have the advanced ones denoted by those symbols. Now there are 10 basic and 30 advanced cards. And these cards give your workers special abilities throughout the entire game. So for example, Hermes here, as long as you don't move up or down during your turn, you can move either or both of your workers any number of spaces and then choose one of them to build. So I could move this one like that and then choose, since I didn't move this one up or down, I could now choose to build here, here, etc. Athena states that if you move up on your turn, your opponent can't move up on their turn. Atlas says that you can build a dome at any level, so you could put one here or here. Artemis says that you can move one additional spot with your worker and then decide to build. So the way that these cards work is that someone is going to be the challenger in the game, and they're going to just go through, so let's say you're playing with the basic cards, and they're going to choose 2 of the cards. They're then going to give them to the other player, and that player gets to choose which card that they want. And then the challenger keeps the other one. These abilities will last throughout the entire game. Now the rules do help with the setup of these powers in that it does a good job of clarifying how the different powers work. Otherwise, the game is still played exactly the same way, you just have the ability to use these special powers on your turn. And once again, the first player who can make it up to the 3rd level is the winner. Okay, wow, this game is really, really good. I mean, let's start with just the components. Starting with the game board, you have, such great detail in it. I mean, really all you need is this board to play. But they went that extra step to include such a beautiful, kind of a centerpiece for the game. Just a phenomenal job. And then, you have the buildings that go on there. And the detail that goes into each one, just really gorgeous. And then you have, your workers. The miniatures are really nice. You have a male and a female worker, and they are beautiful. And then on top of that, you have the power cards that you have, and they have this cartoon art on them, but they're beautiful, and they did such a great job, and components are just top-notch. I think something that makes this game so great is what I alluded to back in the intro, and that is it is so easy to teach this game, and yet there's so much strategy involved in it, but it's easy, and it's such a great balance. And if you were to just play the base game in itself is fun to play. It's just a really smart 2-player or 3 or 4-player game, but as far as a 2-player game, just really smart. And then when you throw in the different power cards, whether it's the basic or advanced, just really kicks it up another notch. It's so much fun to try and take those cards and try to get that perfect pairing and then let the other player choose first. At the time of this recording, the instructions talk about an app that you can download that has tutorials and also gives you optimal pairings for these cards. However, again, at the time of this recording, that app is not quite ready yet. Maybe it'll be by the time you're watching this. But the cards really do add just a wonderful flavor to the game. And it really mixes up the gameplay. It adds to the replayability. And not only does it come with the basic and advanced, but there's already an expansion out with even more cards that you can get. Haven't played the expansion, but they come with something called hero cards, so they're a little bit different than the cards that come with this particular game, the base game. Now, as I already said, wonderful 2-player game. 3-player game is fine as well. There can be times when one player will in effect be choosing who's going to be the winner based on what they do. And that's unfortunate sometimes, but still, it's a great game. I haven't played it as a 4-player game, but you play that in teams, so I can't really talk about how well that plays. But this is a phenomenal game. It plays very quickly, 15, 20 minutes maybe at the most, and then you're always ready to go again. You could sit down and play this game 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and the time just flies by. It's that much fun. Easy, great components, but very strategic. Throw in those power cards, and you've just got just a phenomenal game. And I give this game a 10. Now, if you like this video, please leave a like below. Take a moment to subscribe and check out our other videos. And once again, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for visiting the Arch Gaming Network. For more great content, check us out at archgamingnetwork.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.